Welcome back to another episode of Not Travis, Joe, and Dad, and today we'll be talking about the past 2 weeks.
Yeah, we've had a lot go on the last couple weeks.
A lot.
Yep. Where do you want to start?
Your bone stock?
Oh, yeah. We had a bunch of bones, and deer hunting's been pretty slow. And so got all those out and made a big old patch of bone stock. And
Yep.
got that canned up and in the pantry, I guess you could say.
Well, yeah.
It's pretty easy. Normally it's 5-6 pounds of bones, bake them with a little bit of tomato paste on it. Take that, throw it in a stock pot, get you some celery, carrots, some onions.
Potatoes?
Nope, no potatoes.
Really?
Yep. Did some garlic, a little bit of garlic, a little bit of peppercorn, and just let it simmer. I normally do about 12 hours. Then you want to cool it really fast, and then take it, let it cool, strain it, use you some cheesecloth and strain it. And then from there, you
But you didn't have cheesecloth?
No, I had to use paper towels, which was not as good. And then from there, you strain it and put it in your jar. And then I use my pressure canner and can it, and voila, it's ready to roll.
Yep.
So yeah, can it up, and you're good to go. Cannon's a little bit different everywhere you are. I think I run 12 psi, and once it gets to 12 psi, it goes for 20 minutes, and then you're done. Let it cool off, and voila.
And for those who are afraid of canning because it's gonna blow up, it's not gonna blow up.
I feel like you're talking to somebody specifically.
No, I'm talking to everybody that has a fear of it.
Okay, gotcha. But yeah, we did that because it actually did that on a day it was raining, so we weren't hunting.
Yeah.
And then realistically, the deer hunting's been really, really slow. We've had a record acorn drop.
Yeah.
I mean, they were last week. The acorns are still falling. They're fresh on the ground.
Yeah.
Deer don't have to move far, so it's been relatively slow. We've been in and out of the woods a whole bunch and haven't had a whole lot of opportunity. And then what was it, last Saturday?
I don't know.
You were at Mama and Papa's.
So when you killed the deer?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was last Saturday.
Yeah, well, it was last Saturday. It's just kind of one of those things. I ain't seen any deer, and then I hunted last Saturday and saw 15 in 20 minutes.
Yeah.
So I was sitting there, and it's actually funny. I'm hunting a long kind of road thing, so I see like 400 yards, and I had a spike and like a little forky jump out at like 40 yards, and then I look up and there's we call it kind of a messed up rack buck.
Yeah.
Standing at the edge of the woods, and honestly, I would have shot him. He had six on one side, and then just a nub on the left side.
And wasn't his like brow tine a split tine?
No, not the brow tine. It would be the 3 actually was kind of split, but it was a completely different point. We've had this deer on camera for 3 years, and he's been
2 years, yeah.
It's 3 years, and he's been the same every year, so he just doesn't grow a left side. And he came out at 41 yards, and I actually got some nice video of him, but I was waiting for him to take one more step because his vitals were behind a tree. And I mean, I guess in hindsight, I could have shot him in the neck or the head, but
he ain't a neck or head shooter.
That's just not my thing.
Sides on pigs.
And I was waiting for him to take one more step and look like he was, and all of a sudden he just turned around and came back exactly where went exactly where he came from.
Boing, boing, boing.
Yeah, he was gone. Never saw him again. But then 10 minutes after that, I had 6 does walk out and shot one of the bigger does in the group. She probably 112 pounds.
Huh.
Well, I weighed her. She was 112 pounds, which is a good sized doe for down here.
Huh,
and,
yeah.
I was on the board. She was right at 41 yards. And I was happy to see the new bullets we went to, the Federal Terminal Ascent 130s. Did their job. Left me a...
Sometimes.
What do you mean sometimes?
Nothing.
They did their job. They left me a blood trail where I shot her, left me a blood trail all the way to her. She went about 65 yards and piled up. And I waited another 2.5 hours to see if any more bucks came out, but there were no more bucks. So got my doe, cleaned her up, and that was basically it.
And you called me? Yeah,
then I called Joe, told him about the messed up rack, because that's one Joe's been wanting to shoot a whole bunch.
I either want the messed up rack or the 9-point.
Yep. And after that, it went cold. I went hunting.
And coordinates to this deer camp are not included.
The what?
Coordinates to this deer camp.
Oh, yeah. But after I shot the doe, I mean, it's just gone cold. We've hunted many, many days. And actually, I'm not sure I haven't seen a deer in all those days we hunted during daylight. I'm not even getting daylight pictures of deer. It's just almost non-existent, but we're still showing up, still doing it. And then my buddy Chris asked for him to come hunt his place.
Hold on, before that,
Okay.
you put a camera closer to the stand.
Well, yeah, I just put another camera out where these deer were coming out at 41 yards because kind of figured I might be missing some things. Still have a few decent deer coming in at nighttime. Definitely excited about those, but I need them to come in during the day, which hasn't happened yet. But we're getting better. The weather, the weather's finally starting to get right. It's starting to get cool. Up until a week or so ago, 2 weeks ago, it was still incredibly hot. Actually, I guess I should backtrack. The Saturday that I shot the doe, that whole week I had a public land bow draw that I got. It's bow hunting only. And so I took that week and went out there and scouted. Saw some sign, but not normally what I see out there because I've had
Saw a
this.
couple scrapes.
Yeah, oh no, I saw rubs.
Whatever.
I normally see a lot of sign out there. I didn't see as much sign, but I found a massive rub and then a couple little ones around it. And so I hunted there. I may have gotten a little too aggressive getting to a bedding area because as I walked in the first morning, I had like 4 or 5 sets of eyes looking at me.
God.
And climbed up the tree, got my saddle, had my bow, and I sat from like 5:30 in the morning till 5:30 at night and saw 2 does. That was it.
Didn't lay one out?
They weren't anywhere close to me. I mean, they were running.
Oh.
So didn't see anything, and it was a good sit, long sit, and then the next day I went, and this day it was absolutely chilly, and the wind was just ripping both days. Like that day I sat all day, wind was 15 miles an hour, just wearing me out, and then the next day it was cold and windy, so I sat, probably till right before lunch, came down, and then it rained, or no, it was Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving, that's what it was.
Oh.
So I didn't go that day.
You went in the afternoon.
Me and you went in the afternoon. No, I went in the
No.
afternoon, but I went back to camp.
Oh.
And then Friday, I was gonna go, or actually Thursday night, I was gonna go back and had a big deer that I've been.
Thursday was
Thanksgiving.
Thanksgiving.
Yeah, I'm aware. Thursday night, it was chilly, and I had a big deer show up on camera.
Is that 9 point?
Yeah, and I've been after this one. So he showed back up on camera at camp. So I actually punted going back to my bow draw and try to get at camp and get on this one. And he's smart. He doesn't come out in the daylight.
Nope.
And so
He's
then
an old deer.
And then that Saturday morning, I saw those deer and shot one. And then, the rest of the week we hunted a whole bunch and didn't see anything. And then now my buddy Chris was like, "Hey, you want to come shoot some does at my place?" He has a nice camp up in the Delta.
Huh. Nice is an understatement.
Yeah, it's a nice, nice place. They got land inside the levee and outside the levee. So Friday night, me and Joe peeled up there, and I'll let you tell the story. Talk a little bit.
So where do I start?
I don't know, wherever you want to.
So I'm gonna start off when we started driving. We had about an hour and a half drive up there, and I always forget that North Mississippi is nothing but farmland. I always forget that.
It's called the Delta.
Yes, I know. And then, so we drive a little while, we get up there, and when we get up there, we're waiting for Mr. Chris's son. His name is Brennan. And when he got there, we put all our stuff into his truck, and then we took off to our stand, which how much land do they have? 6,000 acres?
Yeah, it's about 6,000 acres. It's a big old place.
And then, we nearly drove on a county road to get to our spot. That's how big this deer camp was.
Joe's not used to real big deer camps anymore. This is a full, this is a really nice camp up in the Mississippi Delta.
There's literally a lodge.
Yeah, I mean, you call it a lodge. It's a house with a whole bunch of rooms.
It's literally called a lodge. On the thing, it says something lodge.
I'm aware.
And then, so, once we get there, Mr. Brennan drops us off, and he was going to bow hunt right around where we were, probably about 500 yards away from us.
I have no idea where he set up, but he was close to us.
About where he pointed at, it was about 500 yards. And then, so this field is ginormous. To the left by, as far as we can see, about 500 yards
Yeah,
or
the
so.
tree line was anywhere from 350 to 375, but
Right in front of us, but to the left, as far as we could see, like, through the trees was, like, 700
maybe. Yeah, I
yards.
could never get a good read on it because there was some overhang of some
Yeah.
limbs and stuff.
Not
But
just limb, a
so the
tree.
field we were on was less than a half a mile from the Mississippi River.
Yes, less than a half a mile.
Tell them about the shooting house.
Oh, huh. I can't tell if this thing was really good or really bad.
No, it was really nice.
So, this thing, once I start climbing up it, like, I would say ladder, but it was stairs.
No, it was stairs. Yeah.
And so I'm like, I'm afraid of heights, so I'm looking to my right and my left, and I'm like, yeah, no, I don't like this, but I'm gonna keep going. So I kept climbing up, and I opened the door. I'm like, is this a one shooter stand? But it wasn't. It had a little shelf. It had
Had a lot of
about
windows.
5 windows.
Yeah, and just so people know, it was a nice shooting house. It was probably 20 to 25 feet in the air.
30.
No, it wasn't 30.
You
You've
sure?
never been 30 feet in the air, so you have no point of reference.
I've been in an airplane.
Yeah, okay. But so it was up there. Joe's used to like shooting houses or boxes that are probably 6 feet off the ground. But this one was anywhere from 20 to 25 in the air, and it actually had stairs, like a metal welded stairs that you walked up all the way to it. So it was real nice being that elevated.
And my only dislikes is when you're in the stand, it's slanted backwards.
It was a little unlevel, which was a little annoying because your chairs roll back, so you kind of felt like you were leaned back and looking up, and you would
It's
have to
almost
kind
like
of.
you're in an airplane and you're
Yeah,
taking
a little
off.
bit, but you'd have to sit kind of on the edge of your chair and look out.
And then
And the weather was nice. It was overcast and a little chilly,
I felt like a strong wind came through, we would just go falling over.
and it had rained the day before, so it's just gumbo mud everywhere. Everything was wet.
When we
Everything was
say
muddy.
gumbo, we mean gumbo.
It's like the kind you walk in that you get 2 inches below your boot, and you're walking with kind of like
Yeah.
a pancake on the bottom of your foot. So yeah, keep going.
And then, so we sit there for probably what, about an hour? And then we're both looking. And then, well, no, this is probably about 45 minutes in. And then I'm sitting down and I'm barely looking out the window in front of me. And I'm like, and when me and Dad both see this thing run across the road, and we're like, was that a deer or was that not a deer? We couldn't tell because it looked like it was hopping, but it was like really small to be
So
a
let
deer.
me set this up a little bit better. So
Okay.
your shooting house is looking at a green patch in front of you, right? And that was 175 yards to the end of it. To your right, you actually had another green patch that was about 150 yards. But no, you got to set the scene. So you had the green patch about 150 yards to your right. When that stopped, you basically had a open wood line that went 400 or something yards.
Yeah.
Then behind you, where you walked in from, was an open lane. There was no grass on that. And then when you looked to your left, that was where your big field was. It was a massive field, and it was massive, massive field, and so you could see all over. And there was actually a road that ran. There's a ditch, and then a road, and then the big field. So you basically got big field on your left, small grass patch in front of you, small grass patch to the right, with an extended shooting range, and then behind you. So yeah, that's the layout. So when Joe says we see something run across the road, that would be to our right, and
Forward, right, left.
not even close. That was directly out of our right. If it's a clock at 12 o'clock, they came out at our 3 o'clock, which is directly to my right. It was on your side of the shooting house, which is the right.
I'm talking about the one that like ran across the road and we were like,
Oh, that doesn't even count. That wasn't a deer, and it was
but I wasn't saying it was a deer.
okay. Keep going.
So yeah, and then where Dad was talking, me and Dad were looking out the front window, and then Dad takes a look to the right, and he's like, "Joe, there's a deer right there." And then so I turn around, and by the time I looked, the thing was gone. But I did see it a little, but it was gone. And then about 10 to 20 minutes later, another one comes walking out.
Probably closer to 5. They weren't that far apart.
Okay, 5, whatever. And then after that,
Then it got pretty slow for about an hour.
seriously,
Yeah.
in the middle of talking.
Okay, keep talking.
And then so we sat there for a while, And then I look to the left, and I'm like, "Dad, there's some yearlings." And to our left, and then he's like, "I don't think those are yearlings." And I'm like, "You sure?" And then I looked at the scope, and I'm like, "That is not a yearling." So yeah, and then there's about 2 on the field, and then about 2 more came out, and the 2 that came out after were pretty big. They were a good-sized deer, like, bigger than anything at our deer camp for a doe. And then so, I get on the gun, I'm looking out the window, and I get on the one that we're gonna shoot. It had a very long neck, which actually, might as well do this for my tip. The longer the neck on a doe, the older the doe is. So, yeah, it had a very long neck, and I was just sitting there looking, and I was gonna shoot it when it was full broadside, because we all know what happens when it's quartering.
That's true. You've already had that issue.
Yeah.
And we had all the time in the world. These deer were 200 yards away. They didn't
Yeah.
have a clue we were there. The wind was right.
And then the 2 big ones were being very skittish, kinda like yearlings,
Yeah, they were running around, which was weird.
which we did not know why. And then so this deer that I'm gonna shoot is facing me, and then it kinda turns a little, almost broadside, but not fully broadside, and then it turns full on broadside. And I get on it perfectly, I'm steady, I pull the trigger, click, and I'm like, "Dad said he racked one," so I undo the rack, I'm like, "There goes a bullet." So we had a dud, and then so I re-racked one, and then Dad said that we had all the time in the world, and like, right after he finished saying that, I shot, and I hit just to the left of the deer, and to me in the scope, it looked like I hit the deer, but not really.
Yeah, you did.
So
Well, and so let me, jump in a little bit. We definitely had all the time in the world. We had a light primer strike, which haven't had before. Joe, was lined up, pulled the trigger, and the gun went click. He did the right thing. He cleared the bolt, cleared the round, put another one in, and I'm telling him, Joe, take your time. We have time. And I didn't say, Joe, take your time. And the gun went off. So he racked the bolt and rushed the second shot.
I don't think I fully rushed it because I
I
was
do
stable.
because I do because you went left and you missed.
Okay,
So
whatever. It
you
was
rushed.
close.
But luckily for you, I have it all on video. It was perfect too because I was using the dual capture mode on the iPhone. So I got a picture of Joe on the gun. I got a picture of the doe, and you can see it all. And he racks it. You hear me tell him to take his time, and then the gun goes off. And yeah, he pulled it left. I think he just got a little overexcited. And
That deer was big.
it
I
was,
don't
it was,
care
a,
if
it was
it
a
was
big
a
doe.
doe, it was big.
They've been shooting does out there 130, 140, just shy of 150
Yeah, their
pounds
goal was like 75 does this year.
or more. Yeah, so it
Yeah.
was a big old doe, but he missed and they took off running.
And then like 5 minutes later, I'm like, "Dad, there's a pig on the field." And then to me in my head, I'm like, "There's pigs here?"
Hmm.
I mean, I would see why, but I didn't know there were. And then I'm like, "Can I shoot it?" And he's like, "No, it's all me."
Well, it's on my side. You're gonna have to lean over me.
Yeah.
But when he said there's pigs on the field, I was looking at where the does were, which was 200 plus yards.
When this was probably like 100.
It was 93 yards. I
93.
ranged it. Yeah, it was 93. Once you told me where it was, I saw it. It was 93 yards.
And then
So I get the gun up and try to get on it. But
and he hands me the phone, and I start filming, and he's like, "Joe, start filming now." And then I'm like, it's walking back into the woods.
well, it's right on a brush line of like kind of a big old brush that goes into the field, and they're right there on the edge of it. And so I couldn't shoot most of the time because it was in a bunch of like the trees and all this.
Which
So
when you're aiming on a pig, you want to go like right behind the ear.
yeah, I didn't feel like tracking it, so I was looking for a headshot. So keep going.
And a few minutes later, I'm like, I just heard a pig. Then a few minutes later, we just hear oink 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 oink.
Yeah, they were making all sorts of noise.
Yeah. And we're looking on the field. I'm like, Dad, there's more pigs on the field. So he gets on the gun, and I start filming.
It was probably what, 10, 12 of them,
15 of them.
maybe.
And then so
You
sorry
have to
about that.
excuse Joe's coughing. He's got a little congestion.
Sore throat. And then so a few months go by, Dad's looking through the gun. He's like, "Which one are you on?" I'm like, "I'm on the black one." Well, there was 3 black ones.
Yeah, and they were all big.
And I'm like, "I'm on the big black one, the one that's the biggest." And he's like, "The one on the left? No, the one on wait, no, it's not on the right. No, it's on the middle. No, it's on the left. No, it's in the middle."
I think that's an exaggeration.
And
There's a big one to the right that was running around, and I wanted to make sure you were not on that one.
yeah, and then it was fantastic filming, by the way. Wink, wink.
Mm-hmm. We have that video too. You can see Joe's great filming.
Yeah. And then so he's like, "All right, I'm on the pig," but he was trying to get 2 lined up because we only brought 4 bullets, and we had 1 misfire, and then we had a
One miss.
Okay, whatever. Be quiet. And then we were gonna have this one. Then we were only gonna be left with 1. And so Dad fires and drops the pig. Bonk. Kinda like that kid in the fall ball.
Nobody knows what that means.
We talked about it.
Okay.
But yeah, he just lays out, and then
They were right at 148 yards.
and we did not get 2. We only got 1.
No, I only got 1, but I hit him right below the ear, and he just dropped. It was
He's like,
cold. So, and I could have shot more, but like Joe said, we only had 4 bullets because somebody helped clean my truck out, and I couldn't find the bullets.
No, I never touched them.
But they were under the seat.
I never touched them though.
I know.
You
but
put those there.
I'm blaming on you because you moved stuff around in my floorboard.
No, I didn't. I never touched the bullets.
So we only had 4 bullets. So I was going to shoot more pigs because some hung around. But then I was like, well, we're here to shoot does, so let's wait and see if a doe comes out. So we waited.
And then at the same time, there's these 3 does. I mean, no, not.
And it started to get pretty dark. It was about 5:10, 5:15. We were watching those other deer.
And there was like 3 pigs on the other side of the field. And then I looked through the binoculars. I'm like, "Dad, those aren't pigs. Those are deer."
They were 350 yards. So we watched those for a bit.
And Dad was going to shoot him one, but he was like, "I don't feel comfortable. It's too far and too late."
It's too dark, and out there you want to make sure you're shooting the right doe.
And I was like, "It's your choice. If you don't feel comfortable, you're not comfortable."
I'm glad you gave me that approval. But yeah, out there you want to make sure you're shooting the right does. You don't want to shoot young ones. You want to shoot old ones. You don't want to mistakenly shoot a doe that you think's a button bug because somebody invited you to your place. So you want to respect it and do all the right stuff, you know? So yeah, we saw those, and then I think we had a pig or 2 come back out. There was the one in the field. Yeah. Running around.
Yeah, it was like running around all sorts of ways. And then after that, once again we heard the pigs again, but they never came back out.
No, they never did. And but it was fun.
If they did, one got popped.
It was a fun hunt, you know.
Very fun.
Told Brennan we had a pig down, so he came and brought the truck, and we had to pull it off, 150 yards. It was a big old board. Actually ended up having some cutters. Had some of the cutters coming out of its jaw, and
also, if you've ever wanted to smell a pig for some reason, you don't.
Big old stinky pig. So me and Brennan drug it back to the truck and got it in the back of the truck.
They were running with it.
You gotta keep that momentum going. That thing weighed a little bit.
And like the mud, which was horrible.
It was muddy. Everything got muddy. Guns muddy. Boots muddy.
I don't know how Brennan's little truck did it because Tacomas, they can go through some stuff.
Yeah, they don't really get stuck. They're light. No. They just keep on moving. But we got it in, got it back to camp. They actually have a gamekeeper for this club.
It was a great skinning shed.
Yeah, it was a nice place. But the gamekeeper actually gives the pigs away. So I wasn't big old boars. I wasn't gonna mess with.
A whole bunch of parasites and stuff.
If it was smaller, I was gonna keep it, but a pretty big pig. So the gamekeeper had actually another one that somebody shot, and he was gonna go give them away. So we let him take this one,
which was a sow and was a lot bigger than yours. It was not a lot, but it was big.
The sow was over 200 pounds. So
you still have a bigger pig though. We all know that from Texas.
The pig I shot was probably 180 to 210 pounds, something like that. But yes, we gave that pig to the gamekeeper, and then Mr. Chris, Brendan's dad, had shot a doe the week before and left it dry aging in the cooler with the hide on. So I was going to skin it out and bring it back here.
I have one thing to say.
Mm-hmm.
Fattiest deer I have ever seen. Like the fat was probably about half an inch.
Yeah, it was thick.
Like half an inch. Like what in the world?
We don't see that at our camp.
Mama's gonna look like a kid on Christmas.
That's right. Tell them why.
Because we give her all the fat and to make like face lotions, tallow, cooking tallow.
You don't really do cooking tallow with deer, but candles and wax for your boots. And
the face lotion normally comes from suet, which is around the kidneys.
Yeah, it's on the inside.
Yeah, and
a little bit softer, creamier fat.
Yeah.
And so got that skinned out and got it all in the cooler. And
which they have a walk-in cooler.
Yeah, that's real nice. I wish I had one of those.
And there was 2 ginormous deer heads in there.
Mm-hmm. So we got that done and got back to the house. It was about an hour and a half drive again.
Then Mom made us some good soup.
And we saw several deer on the way out. I think Joe said he saw a buck on the way out.
Yeah, we did.
And then I hunted. So that would have been Friday of this week. We're recording this Sunday. So that would have been Friday. Saturday, Joe had a baseball thing to do. And then
tryouts.
I hunted yesterday evening.
Yeah.
And didn't see a deer. And then me and Joe wake up. Okay.
So we woke up this morning. Well, I woke up pretty early. I don't know what time I woke up though. And then we headed down to deer camp. We stopped by the gas station first. And then we headed down there and we got in there about 30 minutes before shoot?
Give or take.
Yeah. And then so I did my best not to fall asleep. I fell asleep barely though. I stayed up for a while.
By a while he means 10 minutes.
No, it was more than 10 minutes. Yes.
I don't think so.
I think it was. And then so I'm like and then Dad's me, Joe, we have a deer. And then so I hop up fairly quietly actually.
He did.
And I had a jacket as a blanket on me and somehow it didn't make that much noise. And then we had this little young deer on the mobucks, and first we thought it was a doe, but thanks to the spotting scope, we figured out it was a little button buck.
Mm-hmm. It was a young deer either way. I wasn't gonna let you shoot it.
Well, yeah, and then I sit back down, and the deer just kind of slowly walks his way off the field, and then he gets about to the middle of the field, and then Dad says he just got alert and spooked from something. And then, about 30 minutes go by?
Yeah, 15, 20 probably.
15, 20 minutes go by. And then Dad's like, Joe, there's a deer. And I'm like, what, where? And then it was at the very back of the field, which is about 400 yards.
Yeah, they were probably about 375 yards.
Yeah, and then,
but when I say there's a deer, there was a deer that went by very quickly from one side to the other.
And then I hop up and also very quietly. And then I get on the gun because that's my first movement every time. Get up, get on the gun. And then so he told me that was at the very back. So I got off the gun, looked at the spotting scope, which Dad had his phone on. And Dad is like, look, what were you looking at?
No, I was trying to get on the gun.
Yeah, you were trying to get on the gun. I'm like, Dad, a giant buck just went by. Like that, I just saw one main beam.
Mm-hmm.
And that thing was giant. I'm like, Dad, a big deer just passed. Get on the gun.
But when you say went past, the deer was actually running. That deer was actually
full sprint.
Ran across the field. I could have been on the gun looking through the scope and wouldn't have been able to shoot it.
Yeah, but it would still help if you got on the gun, which you did. And then probably 2 minutes go by.
No, it wasn't long at all. And then another deer comes and does the same thing. And this one had horns too.
Yeah.
Running full speed.
But the second one was just big.
I never saw the horns on the second one. Joe said it was it was a rag buck. Let's put it that way.
When it was running, I just saw this big white thing above its head, and that was the main beam. And I think it was that pack of 3 or herd of 3. Those 2, the one that you were gonna shoot, but it didn't come out.
I can't tell you because I don't know.
I know, but like the second one had horns, the big one, and the third one had horns, so I'm assuming the first one had horns, you know?
Yeah, I don't know, couldn't tell you.
Yeah.
But they ran by so quick, and, I actually grabbed the grunt call and tried to grunt at them, see if
First
they'd
run of
come
the
back.
year.
It's still early around here. I mean, there's no signs of rut activity yet.
Yeah.
I was just trying to grunt at them, but nothing happened. Um,
No.
and that was it for this morning.
And then, funny thing is we saw 3 deer in our front yard getting out of the house this morning.
Yeah, there were deer feeding in our front yard as I was walking to the truck, and they spooked away.
And then on the way to deer camp, a rabbit crossed on the road in front of us.
Yep, so but it was nice to see signs of life during the day.
Yeah.
I think it's only gonna get better. We got, a little bit of rain pushing in tonight, and then it gets cold again. My guess is Tuesday of next week. Tuesday morning of next week is gonna be the primo.
The peak.
It's gonna be nice. But yeah, I was pretty excited to see that. And Joe's actually heading to his mama and papa's here in a little bit.
Yeah, I
And
gotta go to a bridal shower.
you don't have to. You're going so you can go home with mama and
Well,
papa
yeah.
and go have some fun.
Yeah.
While he does that,
Get away from this boring place.
That's right. I'm gonna get out there and get back on it and hunt the rest of this afternoon, and hopefully they move through, and I can send Joe a big old picture of that buck he didn't shoot this morning.
And when we were walking out, we think we might have got blown at by a deer, but we don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. But all that just said, we've had a lot of fun. It's starting to get good down here. I mean, the weather is
Yeah.
just now starting to get right. It's what, December the 7th, the day that lives in infamy. You know what that means?
No.
Pearl Harbor Day.
Never heard of it.
When Japanese bombed Pearl Harbor, start World War II.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Very important day.
Yes.
But the weather's just now starting to get right.
19 days to Christmas.
Yeah, the rut down here doesn't normally kick off until Christmas, actually the week after Christmas.
Yeah.
And with the weather, I mean, bucks are still together right now, which is weird.
Yes.
And so it's probably going to be a late rut.
Except for the old big deer, they're alone.
Yep. And I've had the big deer that I had pop up on camera last week showed back up again last night.
Let's name him Papa Deer.
So he's hanging around. He's just thick. He's smart. And he has not shown himself in daylight. But you won't see him unless you're there. So I plan on getting back after it. And the Seekins has been doing well. The bullet, we switched to 130 grain federal terminal ascents. Really happy with what it did on the deer. Really happy what it did on the pig because the pig didn't have a chance. And so yeah, I mean, there's a lot to come. Trying to think what else. Anything else?
I want to shout out to Aurora.
Yep. Long time listener.
Want to thank you for listening.
Yeah, she's had a great hunting season. I think they're winding down up there.
And I want to shout out to my 2 friends I went to the beach with, Tucker and Allie.
Mm-hmm.
And Allie just killed her first deer.
Allie did kill her first deer.
It was a 4-point?
Yeah, I think so. Maybe a little 4 or 5 point. Yeah, her first deer was a buck, so.
She's 9, I think. 8, 9.
8 or 9, yeah.
9, yeah.
So got her first one.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's about it. I mean, just a lot of hunting, a lot of deer processing, a lot of deer cutting up, and all that kind of fun stuff.
Yeah.
So you've already done your tip.
Let me think of a joke real quick.
This is always where it gets a little shaky.
Huh. I feel like you're gonna know the answer to this, but I feel like it's gonna be funny. How does the ocean say bye?
How?
It waves.
That's not bad. And another gear review. Montana Knife Company dropped a mini stone goat not long ago, and I actually used it on the doe I shot.
Yeah.
I only used it, and then I used it on the deer last night. I'm really liking that. It's small, clips into my pocket. Last 2 times I haven't even gotten my
thing looks really cool.
Haven't even gotten my kill kit out of the truck. I just pull it out of my pocket.
It kind of reminds me of a Bigfoot. A Blackfoot has that big stomach on it.
The Blackfoot doesn't have a belly on it.
I must be thinking of Beartooth.
I don't know what you're thinking of, but so those are fun. I've really enjoyed using that. I'll probably keep on using that a little more.
Yeah.
Actually, when I pulled it out today, it still got fat and hair and all over stuff
and
all
also,
over it.
You didn't do your best skinning job last night.
It had been in the freezer for a week, and for whatever reason,
excuses.
It is what it is. It came off, and I got it. So, but yeah, that's my little gear review.
Yeah,
I've enjoyed using that.
And actually, Up at their camp, Mr. Brennan said they don't kill pigs that often.
No, and I think they had 3 people see one the Friday night we were there.
And also, I wish our stands had as cool names as theirs did. There was like Viper 1, Viper 2, there was 10 Point,
Rattlesnake.
Rattlesnake, there was something Hollow.
Yeah, you gotta have more than a few stands to have names.
A few?
Yeah, we just have letter blocks because ours used to be in letters.
We hunt at F5. There used to be a G8, which was a great stand.
Yep. You can rename F5 Joe's Box.
Yeah.
Yeah, Killer Joe's Box.
Or J Box.
Yeah, J Box. I like that.
Yeah.
We're going to J Box.
Yeah.
So yeah, anyway, I think that's all I got. You got anything?
No.
So yeah, we're gonna keep after it, and hopefully next time I'll be able to report big deer.
Yeah.
Or a deer.
Yeah.
We haven't even really had a chance to even shoot another doe. I mean, we've actually shot the only 2 deer at camp we've had the opportunity to shoot. It wasn't a spike or a button buck. The only 2 shootable does we've shot, and we haven't seen any horns except for the messed up rack that, I guess hindsight, I probably should have shot him in the neck or back of the head, but that's just not something I do.
Who shoots something that you would mount back in the head?
It would have worked, but I like to take the highest probability shot for me, and I was just needed one more step, and he
Which
didn't
would
give it
that
to
be
me.
right on the shoulder or right behind the shoulder?
Somewhere around there. You pick. So, all right, that's all we got.
Yeah.
Tell
And
them
also when
yeah, I thought that's all we got. You got one more thing?
going back to the pig, that thing just smacked the ground. Like you should smack the subscribe button.
Oh, the transition. I like it.
And the like button.
That's right. Like, comment, share, subscribe, all that fun stuff, right?
Check us out on Instagram.
Yeah, I'm gonna put up some
Facebook.
Put up some of these videos for everybody.
YouTube Shorts. Do we do YouTube Shorts?
We got some. We need to do more, but we'll
and then we do a little on TikTok. Not much.
I haven't been doing a whole lot on TikTok, but we'll put up some of the videos from all this fun stuff and let y'all see it. And we'll hopefully have some more stuff coming next week. So
yeah,
that's all I got.
So
that's all we got. Let's wrap it up. This is where we ended. Do your little sign off.
See you next time.
All right, bye.